I had always felt something wasn't quite right with Sarah over the last few months. It wasn't just her frequent nights out or how attached she'd become to her phone, it was the way she seemed absent, even when we were in the same room. Like her mind, her heart was somewhere else. And deep down, I feared that somewhere was with another man. I kept trying to brush it off, telling myself I was imagining things. Maybe work pressure was getting to me. Maybe I was overthinking. But the truth had been creeping in little by little. Her nights out became more frequent, and her reasons more far-fetched. "It's just a girls' night," she'd say. But how many girls' nights could one person have? Then came last Saturday. She left around 8 p.m., claiming she'd be back before it got too late. Another night out with her friends, or so she said. But I knew better this time. That afternoon, I had overheard her on a call. She hadn't seen me nearby, didn't realize I'd caught enough of the conversation to know the truth. She wasn't meeting her girlfriends. She was meeting someone else. That evening, I sat in the living room just watching the minutes crawl by. Midnight came and went. Then 1 a.m. Then 2. Each moment stretching into the next like torture. Maybe I was wrong, maybe she really was out with her friends, or maybe my worst fears were playing out just as I had imagined. Around 3:30 a.m., I heard the front door open softly. My heart seemed to freeze. Sarah stepped in, shoes in hand, moving as quietly as possible. She didn't expect to see me awake. But there I was, waiting. She stopped in her tracks when she saw me. "You're still up?" she asked, trying to keep her tone light. But I could hear the strain in her voice, see the flicker of panic in her eyes. The scent of alcohol clung to her, mixed with a faint hint of cologne that wasn't mine. The air between us was thick. I stood up slowly, my whole body tight with emotion. "Who is he, Sarah?" Her face went pale. For a moment she tried to bluff. "I don't know what you're talking about. I was out with the girls." But she couldn't meet my eyes. And I already knew the truth. "No," I said, my voice level. "I heard the phone call today. I know there's someone else." Tears welled up in her eyes, but they didn't move me the way they once might have. Not anymore. "I'm sorry," she whispered, head bowed. "I never meant for things to go this far. I should have yelled. I should have demanded answers, explanations. But instead, all I felt was a crushing sense of betrayal. The silence that followed was deafening, a silence filled with everything we hadn't said. "How long?" I asked at last. She hesitated, then replied, 6 months. Her voice trembled. It wasn't supposed to happen. It just did. I opened my mouth to say something, but then Sarah crumpled. She didn't just cry, she collapsed to the floor, sobbing like a dam had broken inside her. These weren't tears of regret for being caught. These were raw, pained, filled with shame. "I've ruined everything," she wept. "I thought I needed more, something exciting. I was wrong. I've destroyed the only thing that really mattered." For the first time in ages, I saw her stripped bare of all the pretending. She wasn't just the woman who had betrayed me, she was someone who had lost herself too. And strangely, despite the fury boiling inside me, I also felt the weight of her words. This wasn't just about cheating. This was about us. About how we had drifted so far apart that neither of us noticed until it was too late. "I never wanted any of this," she continued between sobs. "I don't even recognize who I am anymore. I thought I was missing out on something, but now I just feel empty." I stayed standing for a while, not sure what to say or do. Part of me wanted to walk out, to tell her we were done. But another part, one I hadn't expected, felt something else. Not forgiveness. Not yet. But something like compassion. Understanding, maybe. "Why didn't you just tell me?" I asked, my voice quieter now. "If you were unhappy, if something was wrong, why didn't you talk to me?" She looked up, eyes red, cheeks wet. "Because I didn't know how. We stopped really talking a long time ago. It was easier to act like everything was okay. And when I realized it wasn't, I didn't know how to fix it." We sat in silence after that. A silence that spoke louder than any words. It carried the weight of a year's worth of missed chances, of frustration, of things both said and unsaid. And for the first time, I realized something painful. This wasn't all her fault. I had let the gap between us grow. I had turned away just as she had. Eventually, I sat back down on the couch, my eyes fixed on the floor. "I don't know if I can trust you again," I said honestly. "And I don't know if I even want to try. But I'm not sure I'm ready to walk away either." She wiped her face, nodding. "I'll do anything," she said softly. "I'll go to therapy. I'll cut off all contact with him. I know I can't expect you to forgive me, not right away. But please, don't give up on us." That night, we didn't find closure. We didn't magically fix everything. But we talked. really talked. She told me about how lonely she'd felt, how disconnected. I told her about my doubts, my distance, and how I'd slowly stopped reaching for her. It wasn't easy. It still isn't. And I don't know what lies ahead, whether we can find our way back or if we'll eventually part. But one thing became clear: healing would take both of us. Not just her. Not just me. When Sarah walked back into our home that night, I thought it was the end of everything. But strangely, I also saw the smallest flicker of something else. Not certainty, not forgiveness, but maybe, just maybe, the beginning of something real. Whether we rebuilt our life together or not, at least now we were finally facing the truth.